Well, from bad boys to Muslims, a growing number of rap artists are leaving the bad boy hip-hop lifestyle for a more spiritual one. The Canadian Dawah Association says an increasing number of rappers this year embraced Islam or acknowledged they previously embraced Islam. Among the names, Busta Rhymes, Loon, Napoleon, Castro and Raekwon. Well, Amir Junaid Muhaddith, better known by his stage name Loon, is one artist hoping to change the lyrics and message of rap following his own religious conversion. Loon was part of P. Diddy's Bad Boy Records. He accepted Islam in 2008 on a tour in Dubai. He joins me now from Saudi Arabia, where he's just finished performing an Umrah or minor religious pilgrimage. Thanks so much for joining us. You kind of look a little bit different to me today than how we've been seeing you in those pop videos. Is Loon still in there somewhere?
Nah, Loon is working his way out of my system, you know. Just happy to be, accepting Islam and finding the peace of mind that I was always searching for in the music business. And it was very difficult to find this place in my life now, but thanks to Islam, I've been able to, complete my search, and now I'm very much at peace.
So I take it you're no longer a bad boy?
No, bad boy days are over. Now I'm what you call a good boy.
All right, I want to forgive me for taking our viewers back to a little bit of the Bad Boy Loon days. I want to just play a piece of your music here, just to refresh everyone's memory of how Loon used to look like.
A person might choose. So I'm, very much an advocate of trying to study the deen and become more knowledgeable of Islam. And,
right.
Allah knows best.
Well,
maybe
in addition,
maybe I won't.
Yeah, in addition to studying your new religion, I understand you're also working with another group of rap artists to try and change the message of rap itself. Is that possible? I mean, rap hails from the hardened neighborhoods of the West. The lyrics sometimes attack, threaten, insult others. Can rap be rap without all of that?
Well, that's something I think all of us as artists who, accepted Islam are struggling with, because it's a very, very fine line, With me, I actually really love the music, but it's the lifestyle that's really the bad influence, The music sometimes can be geared towards things that influence people to do positive things, but the actual, part that detours people from, practicing their faith or concentrating on positive things is really the lifestyle.
All right, I've got to ask you this one now. I want you to give us the first post-Islamic conversion rap of Loon live here in Al Jazeera.
Oh man, you catching me off guard now, because I really, like I said, I've veered away from that lifestyle for a second.
Come on, just a sentence or two. I know there's still a bit of Loon in there somewhere.
I don't know. I mean, for the most part, let me see. You got me there, man. You got me there. You got me there.
All right. Well, I'll give you a minute to think about that. Maybe we'll come back to it. But
yeah, we'll come back to that.
Rap was, seen in many parts of the world, particularly this part of the world, as a really Western cultural product, a threat to local cultures. Could it become something of an instrument for introducing Eastern culture back to the West, if many of you guys are adopting Islam?
Well, what I think is the most, the mass audience that we reach as artists, particularly in the club. So to, have people in the club actually reciting ayats or things that, pertain to Islam, but kind of, give the wrong impression. I think that, spoken word is something I've been focusing on, trying to, make a transformation to doing spoken word, because I do have the lyrical ability to establish a lot of strong things that make Islam so beautiful. But it's very hard to walk that fine line when you have music in the background that kind of, either plays its role as a dance rhythm or something that might, mislead a person from the message that we're trying to give. So, like I said, there's a lot of artists that's in the position that I am, and we're trying to, find that fine line without offending anyone or causing any harm to anyone who might be influenced by the negative aspect of music. And we're just trying to really focus on, walking that fine line and being able to be a benefit to those who like music versus being a contributor to the negative side.
All right, we're running short on time, but we have still got about a minute left, so I'm going to come back to my question. Any ideas come to mind now for that live rap for us before we go?
Oh, man. Man, you put me on the spot. Well, like I said, I haven't really prepared myself for that aspect. I was really thinking of, trying to be more of an influence of telling people that, it's such a beautiful conversion to accept Islam. And I haven't really entertained incorporating music into this transition yet. Like I said, I've been just trying to focus on being very knowledgeable of the deen, and focus on all the beautiful things that's taken place in my life these past 7 months. I've accepted Islam, and a lot of sacrifices that I've made to move away from that lifestyle. Allah has definitely blessed me with a beautiful replacement, and I'm just so grateful to have that working in my life right now.
All right,
I just really haven't been geared to it.
We're out of time. Thanks so much for talking to us. Loon, who was internationally known on the microphone and thought all he needed was a wife at home, now discovers he needs to enter the religion zone. How's that for a bit of a rap there? Obviously, I should stick to a Korean tone.
Man, you better than me. You better than me, man.
Yeah, but people always, focus on the negative and not the positive. Like I told my homie the other day, bad news travels fast, and people circulate the bad news. I told him, I said, if I call everybody right now and tell them, yo, my man Wise just bought a Bentley, he said people would be like, man, that is he driving somebody's car. But if I call everybody right now and be like, yo, Wise just bought a Bentley, drove around the block and crashed, everybody be like, oh, where he crashing? Like nobody would doubt the fact that you know what I'm saying?
That's so true. You ain't telling a lie. I mean, the reality of it is, Aki, you gotta understand, the way the business is designed, man, just the way things are nowadays, man, is we root for people on their way up. You know what I'm saying? We love to see brothers come up, and that's just instinctive. All of us coming from inner cities, coming from hoods, from whatever state, we all really deep down in our heart want to see a brother come up. But the minute that brother don't respond to you the way you want him to, because you made your contribution, you spent your $12.99 or your $9.99, the brother ain't give you a wave or a high or signed your autograph fast enough, now he becomes your enemy. Now he becomes somebody you hate. And then it's instinctive for you to start liking the guy that he's a rival with now. It's like, I don't like Bad Boy, so I'm with Death Row.
Yeah.
You know what? I seen Cam, he didn't speak to me. I like Jim Jones. It's like, come on, we gotta grow up, man. People are grown people. We grown men and women. It's like, if people continue to carry on in this manner, it's only gonna prove to be just self-destructive, just for the whole business itself. And this is one of the reasons why I pulled out, because I seen the last leg of, musical dynasties. Like when Rockefeller was Rockefeller, when Cash Money was Cash Money, Bad Boy was Bad Boy, 50 had just came through with G-Unit. Everybody was kind of in their bag. Murder Inc. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like now the game has been passed on to those who've been surveilling the game from behind the scenes or whatever the case may be. And a lot of new names, new faces, everybody that came up in some kind of way without the respect for those, those fundamentals that made the game what it was. And it's the same thing that happened in the street. And you can definitely, adhere to this. How it was in the street. There were certain brothers that just really brought order to the street. Once some brothers left, it was just anybody and anybody, just out there doing whatever it is they do, and it wasn't no real jurisdiction, wasn't no real fear factor. Because I remember a time there was some cats in the streets that made brothers that had money wouldn't even buy cars.
Yeah.
Because there was real wolves running around. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even buy cars. Had money to buy cars.
I know
what I'm saying? Cats was jumping up in cats' cars like they was bikes. Like you taking cannon jump. Somebody dog, let me get about that. You know what I mean? So now everybody leaving their cars with the radio running and all this ignorant stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, I just found peace in Islam. It was something that I needed. It was something I was searching for. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better words, I had my fun. You know what I'm saying? I was able to explore the world and be around, a vast audience. And, I learned from it, and it just feels good to be able to get away before all of these things started to emerge in the business, because to me, it was always a business. And Will, knowing me, he can also contest to that. I wasn't a fan of nobody, none of that. I wasn't into all that. I wanted to find out how I can make it work for me and mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go into it with the mentality that people think when they be looking at it from a distance, like, yo, look at Puff, he got everybody going to church. Nah, that's not it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not it at all. I never came to Bad Boy to be Puff friend.
Yeah.
This is why I was successful in what I did. I came there to do business with Puff.
Right.
And I did my business.
Don't understand, like, between you and Mace, like, you introduced Mace to the church. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it was something that I was into at the time because I felt like I needed to seek refuge somewhere other than within the same infrastructure that I'm working. You know, you can't consult people when you're in a competitive business, IT. Like, you don't talk to people who are your competition. You know what I mean? Because you know how it is the same way even in the street, man. Brothers see you like, you know, a little dent in your armor. You think he's going to help you seal it?
Yeah.
He's going to try to stick a crowbar in that joint and crack that joint open some more.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was never the type of person to run around and confide in people in the business that I'm in a competitive business at that. So I found myself searching for a higher place to seek refuge. So, you know, while I was touring with Harlem World at the time, you know, every Sunday would pass, it didn't matter what state I was in, I would go to a church. You know, we would happen to be in Atlanta, and I offered Mace to come, you know, to the service with me. And maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks after that, you know, the brother quit the game and started, you know, pursuing, a career in the church as a pastor.
What do you feel about him trying to come back, like going back to the church and coming back to hip hop? What do you feel about that?
I mean, every day I pray that the Lord guide all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Lord's guidance is the best of guidance I can. Like, I can't really get into depth with the meaning of that because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, might not be in that same area of searching for, you know, that type of, you know, spirituality. You know, we are all born, you know what I'm saying, in, you know, predominantly Christian households or Baptist households or whatever it may be. But with Mace, you know, like I said, I just pray that he finds guidance because at the end of the day, you know, he's probably struggling. While we're looking at it like, you know, whatever the case may be, I look at it like the brother might actually be struggling. And you can keep your poker face, but the reality of it is, man, when somebody, you know, accepts a certain faith and say that they're complete and say that they found peace in that, don't say that in to go back into a life that doesn't constitute peace, you know?
Yeah.
That's not something you do. You know, we see that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, you know, brothers come home from jail. You know, they have this plan that this is out of trouble. And once they see what's going on and how the economy is not that promising, next thing you know, they go back into their old bag. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that we all struggle with. You know, but
as far as you, would you ever come back and make another album?
Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool, and I can't deny the fact that I don't like music. I'm just really cool off the lifestyle that comes with the music. You can't have one without the other. So I'm gonna try my best to stay firm upon my beliefs and what you know, where I found peace. Because, like I said, when you find that, that's priceless. You don't pay for peace. You know what I'm saying? You paying for the disease. The cure is free. So if I found the cure, I'm cool. I'm not going to go back to spending money on a disease.
True that.
No, I found a cure. So it's like you can't have one without the other. You know, you can't be in the music business and not accept the lifestyle. And this is what I wanted to point out, too, because a lot of people, you know, it's so easy to look at the artist, but you got to also pay attention to the people that contribute to this business. You know, like the dude that do the videos. He's not exempt. You know, he might do the videos and stuff and think he can go home and live a normal life, kiss his kids on the head, do his homework with his son. But what happens when your daughter turns 16 and she want to be in one of these videos? You know, now the cancer done made it to your house now. Same person that do marketing, you know what I'm saying? You thinking just because you went to college for marketing, you landed a gig at a record company, whatever the case may be. But now you're contributing to broaden the awareness of an artist who might not be the best representative for, you know, a nation of people or something, or whatever the case may be. You know, he was local, you know, trash mouth rapper, or whatever the case may be. Now you done broadened him, you know, sugar-coated him and marketed him to now where he's, you know, being an influence on a lot of people who probably had their lives in order before he came through influencing people to do wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't hide behind your marketing position. So it's like, I just like to take the pressure off of just the artist, because we designed to take the rise and to take the fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of us don't know when to get off. I knew when to get off. You know what I'm saying? And I thank Allah for that, you know, but some of us got to know when to get off.